Thanks to the proliferation of mobile devices, practically everybody is using apps today. Apps are only going to become more and more of a bigger part in our everyday lives because the technology is only going to improve and become more affordable. Not surprisingly, more and more people are jumping into the app development arena every day. And if you develop a popular app, you can really hit it big. How big? You've probably heard of the gaming app Angry Birds. But did you know it has been downloaded more than 1 billion times and has earned an estimated $250 million for its creator, even before merchandising and licensing? Another app, Instagram, was purchased by Facebook for $1 billion. Developing your own app is a lot easier than you might think. The hardest part is coming up with a great idea. After that, you can develop your app either on your own or with the help of somebody else. When it comes to actually building your app, you can do it on your own if you have experience in writing code, working with CSS, graphic design, and other essential skills. There is even free open source software available online that can help you. Some of the best are SourceForge and GitHub. Mahalo, a free information sharing website, has hundreds of free tutorial videos that can walk you through practically every part of the app building process. The second is to hire somebody to build it for you. If your app is relatively simple and straightforward, this can be a freelancer or a team of people you hire to develop separate elements of your app. If it's more complicated or requires technological expertise, you might consider turning the project over to a firm that specializes in building apps, but this usually will cost a lot of money. The third option, and the best one, is a combination of the previous two. Even developing the simplest app requires a lot of steps. So breaking your app development into smaller pieces that can be worked on by multiple parties simultaneously makes sense. For example, you can serve as your own app manager and contribute whatever technical skills you have to one part of the app development. Then, assign graphic design to freelancers and outside experts to help you with more complicated tasks, such as creating an interface. The two big benefits to developing your app on your own are, it saves money, and it preserves the clarity of vision. While there are a lot of highly skilled freelance app developers and specialized agencies that can help you build your app, they all cost money. Sometimes they cost a lot of money. How much depends on the size and complexity of your app, but generally it can be anywhere from a few $100s to $10,000 or more. The second benefit of developing your own app is clarity of vision. Nobody but you can truly understand precisely exactly how you want your app to look, feel, and taste. Every time you pass along even the smallest piece of your app's development to somebody else, you give up a tiny bit of your ability to absolutely control what you want your app to be. If you have never built an app before, the first time you do it, there will be a learning curve. It's going to take you longer because you need to self-educate or learn from others the skills you need to build a great app. This is actually a good thing because the more you learn, the easier it will be next time. It will, however, delay the launch of your app. So if you're in a rush, you might want to outsource more of your app development than if you have the luxury of more time. If you're determined to do it yourself, keep in mind that your app doesn't have to include all of the planned features you want before you launch its first version. If you need to get your app out to capture the market first, launching with a minimum viable product is fine. You can always save non-essential features for updated versions later. When it comes to putting together your app development team, you already know what your strengths and weaknesses are. Take on only those tasks you know you can do well, then assign everything else to other people. If you hire freelancers, websites like Elance, Odesk, and Guru are great places to look for help. There, you will find hundreds of professional graphic artists, programmers, code writers, content creators, voiceover actors, designers, and others who will help you create your app according to your exact specifications, often at an affordable price. Another option is to give the entire project over to an app development and design firm. While this costs the most, it also has the least amount of risk. Top app design firms have in-house experts who will build your app quickly and make it look very professional. Yet, you are going to pay for this level of expertise and convenience. In fact, they might even demand a percentage of your app's profits. While you may have faith that your app will be successful, You can limit your personal financial risk by getting seed funding. This is cash you raise by soliciting investors such as friends, family, neighbors, acquaintances, and even angel investors, or venture capitalists who assist startups by investing in them. Angel investors can often give you money, helpful advice, and business contacts. Usually, they will want a percentage of your business, such as 5, 10, or even 33%. It would be a bad idea to give anybody more than 50% stake in your app, at least in the development stage, because then you lose complete control. You can always sell your app to somebody else later for big money if you want. You don't need to wait until every aspect of your app is completed before you test it. In fact, you should be continually testing and modifying every part of your app as it's being developed. I hope you enjoy what you learned today. Check back weekly for updated videos and lessons. Or better yet, click on this link now to get more of these educational videos as they come out.